We are live. I'm sorry for being late. It's a busy time of year here in the Astaire household, but this is the NBA Rundown. The channel is Nuke the House. The website that you want to be on is nukethehouse.com. That's right. It's the best in sports gambling and live betting. That's right. For here, I'll get some pregame plays. If you're going out tonight, you're going out with your girl, going out with your guy, whoever you are. Get some nice pregame plays. But the Nuke the House team doesn't stop when the game tips off. They'll continue to try and find live spots for you guys. And, I'm excited about being part of the team, and I'm excited to find some pre-flop winners tonight because I don't know how much live betting I'll be able to do. I will be getting some work done while some of these games are tipping off. But that's not going to stop me from finding the winners right now. I see my guy Richie Smalls in the chat reminding everybody, guys, hit the like button. We appreciate that. And my guy Harry Doherty. Good to see you guys. And we will continue to try and find these winners. The first game I want to talk about is, should I talk about last night? No, nothing exciting happened. Washington Wizards are plus 17. They're in Cleveland taking on the Cavaliers. The total is 232. Let's look at a couple of the trends for the way that these two teams have been playing as of late. The total's gone under in 4 of Washington's last 5 times playing Cleveland, and under in 6 of Washington's last 8 trips to Cleveland. Cleveland also 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 home games against Washington. However, that's reflected in the spread as, if I had a co-host in there, we can remind me. But I believe that 17 is the biggest spread we've seen this season. I think Boston and Washington was 17 as well. But anyways, it's the biggest spread of the season. So even though you're going to see Cleveland Cavaliers 5-0 against the spread against Washington in their last 5 times hosting them, be a little careful there because it feels like they've adjusted everything correctly. However, I did run projections. Let me pull those up. I have this. So I only have this as a 13-point Cavaliers win, but I do have heavy lean to the under. So I'm going on that trend there as well. Let's look at some of Washington's recent games. They've gone under 2 of their last 5 games. So they've been actually going over this number. It was against Memphis, Denver, Dallas. These 2 teams did recently play in Cleveland. That was on the 3rd of December. And Washington, right? We think of them as this high-powered offense. They only scored 87 points. I'm thinking that trend is going to continue tonight. So Washington's only 6-15 against the spread this year. Cleveland 18-7 against the spread, and Cleveland's also 11-3 at home. However, with that price at 17, you got to think that it's baked into the number. So I'm more interested in the total here. So this is interesting here. Even though these teams have gone under, I'm surprised to see this. Cleveland games are actually 9-5 to the over at home, and Washington 6-5 to the over on the road. Washington 54% going over this game at 12-10. And Cleveland 60% going over. So maybe that's why we're getting a little bit of a discount here. The fact that these teams have been trending to the over. So I like the under in this game, and I think that's how I'm going to get involved. Finally, I'll pull up the injury report because I know that we should be talking about that when we're doing shows like this. However, on a 17-point spread, I don't know how much it matters. So Kuzma, Kispert's out on one side. On the other side, Isaac Okoro. You know what? Evan Mobley, game time decision. Maybe I want to see him in there before I pull the trigger on that under. So I guess good thing I pulled this up here. Wizards 3-19 this year straight up. Cavaliers 21-4 straight up, which is why Cavaliers are minus 1,800 on the money line. Not a lot to get excited about there, but my favorite play in that game, if you're going to get involved right now, is under 232. And we talked about live betting earlier and how good they are at Nuke the House on live betting. Man, I'd love to see this get out to a fast start, right? And hit 240 live or something like that, under 240. So that'd be one way to approach live betting it. Let's move on to the Philadelphia 76ers, who are -6 against the Indiana Pacers. Now, your first thought, especially if you do multiple sports, NFL is really exciting this year. We got this new college football playoff, right? So you might be dipping your toes in and out of gambling on the NBA, and you're going, Philadelphia 76ers are laying 6 points? That doesn't make sense. Philadelphia sucks, right? I mean, what's Philadelphia? They're only 7-15 this year. How are they laying 6 to a team that's 10-15? Philadelphia is only 8-14 against the spread this year. Why are they laying 6 points? Well, they're starting to get healthy, and they've won 4 of their last 5 games. Also, 4 of their last 5 games have gone under. I think we should keep that in mind. This will be, I don't even know how many times these 3 have all played together, but Embiid, George, and Maxey are all expected to play here. So this is a fully healthy Philadelphia team that we had projected going in the season that I believe had a win total in the high 40s, like 48 or 49, right? So we expected this team to be a contender. Obviously, the Embiid knee situation has brought them down, but this looks like it's going to be a big game for Embiid. If I was going to play props, I would look for his overs. I know that's pretty reductive, right? Play the best player over. But that's the way I would look here. So, yeah, 2 teams that are terrible against the spread this year. Pacers 8-16 against the spread. Philadelphia 9-16. But like I said, Philadelphia has covered in their last 5 games. So I'd be looking towards Philadelphia in this game. So that's why I'm going to throw out a lot of these full season long trends. They've played once so far this season. I know that Philadelphia covered in that game. Let me see if I can pull it up. They actually won 1 straight up, and this was the 3rd game of the year. They were 8.5-point dogs, and they won 118-114, and the game went over to 28.5. So same exact total tonight, 228.5, 14.5-point swing. So the 76ers caught 8.5 in Indiana, and now they're laying 6. Shows the difference between having healthy players or not. If I were to get involved in this game, I'm looking towards the 76ers. I'm going to ride the hot streak. Not much to report on this injury report. Caleb Martin out for the 76ers. Neesmith and Shepherd out for the Pacers. So 2 fairly healthy teams, but I'll take the hot team rather than the team on the skids. I like the Sixers here. What are my projections like? Projections got the Sixers by 6. But like I said, if you were to rerun the numbers and you just up the weight of the last 5, it's going to tell you to take Philadelphia. So that's the way that I'm looking to get involved in this game. So I like the under in the first game, and I like Philadelphia -6 in the second game. Not a big idea on the total here. What was our trend for the total? Oh, total's gone over in 6 of Indiana's last 7 games traveling to Philadelphia, and the total's gone over the last 5 times that these teams have played. All right, maybe a little bit to the over there, but not a huge edge there. All right, here's one that you guys know that I'm going to love to talk about, right? Superstar subtraction, baby. The Los Angeles Lakers are catching 8.5. Sign me up. I think they're going to play better without LeBron. LeBron is 480th out of 491 on net rating or plus minus this year. So he's been putting up great statistics, and he's great if you play fantasy basketball and DFS and King of the Court and player props. LeBron's been your guy. When it comes to actually winning basketball games, no, he does no longer concern. This is all stat padding. This is all just his push to try and be on the top of all statistical categories, because he knows that's the way that he's really going to cement his legacy and try and get the greatest of all time conversation, because he's never going to end up, with more titles than Bill Russell or Jordan. And, he's more of a stat guy. He's not that killer winner like Jordan or Kobe was. So any of you guys that have played basketball, you ever played with a guy that just stands around and as soon as he gets the ball, he goes 100 miles an hour? I think that's how LeBron's been out of late. So I think we're going to see a lot more defense from this Los Angeles Lakers team. And even though my projections, I don't really know how to adequately involve for it, I think we're going to see a good effort from this Lakers team here tonight. And I think we're going to see a team effort. I like the plus 8.5 with the Los Angeles Lakers. Total's 213. I have this going over. I have it at 217. But like I said, I don't really know if I accounted for him being out of the lineup in the way that it's going to boost the team. A couple of trends when these two teams are playing. The total's gone under 7 of the Lakers' last 9 visits to Minnesota. The total's gone under in 7 of the 9 last Lakers games. Minnesota 13-2 in their last 15 games hosting the Lakers. Total's also gone under in 5 of Minnesota's last 6 games. However, because of these trends, I believe the books have adequately priced it. Because like I said, I have this at 217. It's a 213. I'm fine staying away. The Brooklyn Nets are catching 10. Total's 227.5. Sino Royale, who I do the wagering world with, I was actually going to bring him on today. We weren't able to make that happen. That was one of the reasons I was running late. But we're going to bring him on soon. He's been doing really well in the NBA. He really likes the Grizzlies minus 10 here. And I kind of feel like it's a handicap like the 76ers game, right? Where you go, Memphis, Brooklyn, right? I mean, Brooklyn's 10-14. Memphis is 17-8. That's pretty good. But my whole point is Memphis has won 9 of their last 10 games. So if you sort this as of late, you're just seeing nothing but green in that Memphis column. Now you sort as of late for Brooklyn, nothing but red. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games, and their only win was against that depleted Indiana Pacers team that's really struggling right now. So I could see why people think it's Memphis or pass. Memphis is 17-8 against the spread this season, 10-4 at home against the spread. In double-digit spreads, I don't have double digits. I'd be curious to see laying 10 or more how they're doing. I wonder if they even have. They've laid between 8.5 and 11.5 twice, and they're 2-0 in those games. So to me, this one's Memphis or pass. Not a lot more on that game. Let's look at the injury report real quick, see if there's anything that would shake us up for us. Zach Edey, doubtful. Jackson and Vince Williams out on the other side. No Bojan Bogdanovic. No Cam Thomas. A lot of scoring there for Brooklyn. And no Zaire Williams. So fairly healthy teams on both sides. But one team's really trending in the right direction. So I think the numbers are going to say take Brooklyn, though, right? Let me see what my projections say. Yeah, I got the Grizz by 9. Not a huge edge either way. Okay. Yeah, but the way the Grizzlies are playing lately, I won't get in front of them. However, I don't necessarily need to lay 10 either. The Charlotte Hornets are plus 6.5 against the Bulls. We were hoping that maybe LaMelo Ball would return for this game. Let me double check that, but I'm 99% sure he's out. Yeah, he's out for sure. Seth Curry, most likely to play. Miles Bridges, a true game time decision. On the other side, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Josh Giddey. So the whole starting lineup, except for Kobe White's on the injury report for Chicago. Still, they're laying 6, huh? Laying 6.5 here. I don't want to lay 6.5 with Chicago. Why would I lay 6.5 with a team that can't get stopped? I have the Bulls winning this game by 4. I have this going under by 4 points. Let me look at some of the trends involving these teams. Total's gone over in Charlotte's last 5 road games, but they've gone under 4 of their last 5 trips to Chicago. Chicago 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 against Charlotte. A lot of conflicting information here. I'd stay away. If you force me to play it, I'd take the points with the Hornets, but with so many games on the board, and then, of course, the exciting NBA Cup action tomorrow, there's no reason for me to get involved here. The next game on the docket is one of my favorite plays of the day. It is the LA Clippers, who have moved back to 6.5. It was 6.5 when I woke up, did the sheet, dropped to 5.5. Now it's back to 6.5, and I love it there. Total 227.5. I like the under in this game, and I like the Clippers. The Clippers have played excellent defense. The Clippers have beat the Nuggets twice this year straight up. You don't even need the points. And they've been playing excellent defense this year. Clippers are also one of the best against the spread teams. Let me pull this up. I'd sent it to Holden earlier for our short. But let me give you those exact numbers. The Clippers are 16-9 against the spread this year. Nuggets are only 8-13. Clippers are 7-3 against the spread on the road this year. Nuggets only 3-6-1. To the over or to the under, we have one team that goes under, one team that goes over. Nuggets games, they're 15-7 to the over this year and 7-3 to the over at home. However, the Clippers have gone under 14 times, over 10 times, and they've gone under 5 times on the road and under 4 times on the road. So, kind of battle some conflicting trends. But when these two teams matched up earlier, let me see it. So, okay, they went over the last time they played. Maybe that's one of the reasons here because they landed on 248 in that win at home against Denver. Was that an overtime game? I'd like to pull that up. I don't think I can go straight to the box score from where I'm looking at. And then in the earlier time they played, it was 109-104, and that was in Denver. So give me the Clippers. Give me the under in that game. For those wondering about injuries, is there anything you need to be concerned about? Not really. Derek Jones Jr. I don't like that. Derek Jones Jr. is out. That kind of sucks for my under. He's a great defender. And on the other side, Christian Braun, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray out. I definitely want Gordon in there for my under, but since I'm also on the Clippers plus 6.5, I can go either way on that. I'd like to see some Aaron Gordon out there. So I like the Clippers. I like the under. That's my favorite plays of the day. The Phoenix Suns are -7. They're in Utah. They're taking on the Jazz. Total of 234. I'll be honest, I didn't spend a lot of time on this game. Let me give you guys some stats here, though, about these two teams. So, Suns are only 8-15 against the spread, and the Suns basically, we just look, is Kevin Durant playing? Because they've been terrible without him. But he's back in the lineup tonight. So that should help the Suns, and that's one of the reasons this line is -7. On the other side, Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen are both probable. I'd really want Markkanen in there if I was to consider Utah. What did I project this at? I projected this game as a 5-point Suns win. Now, that doesn't surprise me, taking Utah at home with the way that I weight towards home and road. However, Utah's only 4-7 against the spread as a home underdog this year. And that's a spot that I've usually loved in my time. Betting, it's so funny. They have not been favored at home once this year. They're 4-7 as a home underdog and 4-7 at home total. Overall, the Utah games have gone 8 games to the under at home, 3 games to the over. However, on the road, the Phoenix Suns have 9 games to the over and 2 games to the under. So we got an over team playing an under team here. The total is 234. I have it at 225. Projections like the under, but because of the uncertainty around Markkanen and the fact that I'm not accurately projecting Phoenix with Durant in because I have too many games in my model where he was out, and I hate just completely scraping them. And obviously you should in this Durant situation, but then it just gets to be kind of a slippery slope of when I should start throwing more and more games out. Although that's an adjustment I made this year. Try and throw some more of these games out. So if you throw those games out, it's going to tell you to take the Suns for sure. I'm fine staying away from this game. And finally, the Portland Trailblazers. They're going to take on the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns. I'm sorry. We just talked about them. They're going to take on the San Antonio Spurs. I like the Blazers plus the points in this game. I know the Spurs are pretty good. They're 11-13 against the spread this year. The Portland Trailblazers are 12-12 against the spread, 6-5 at home. Spurs only 4-5 on the road. But nothing really jumps out to there, right? That just means that these books have been pretty accurate for these guys, right? If I see a team 11-13 against the spread and another team 12-12 against the spread, it means the books probably have a pretty good handle on what these teams are doing. Portland's had 14 games go under, 10 games go over. San Antonio, 13 games go over, 11 games go under. So, see, like I said, nothing really jumping out here, except for maybe this trend here. When the line's between 223 and 226, San Antonio's had all 5 games go over. What that says to me is when we're getting these middling lines where you have a high San Antonio pace and maybe a lower pace of the opponents, San Antonio's able to coax their opponents into playing their style of basketball. However, use that same trend between 223 and 226. Portland's have 5 games go under and 2 games go over. So not a lot on the trend front there. Let me see. Total's gone over 6 of the last 8 times that these two teams have played. I'm going to stay away from the total. I like the Blazers here. I think they're better than people give them credit for. And I think these Suns are, the Spurs, I don't know why I keep calling the Suns. The Spurs are still they got a lot of potential, but we're not there yet. And I think that when you look at these two teams, obviously next year at this time, we both expect but everybody would expect the Spurs to be much farther along. And I think that's fair. But just as of right now, on December 13th, 2024, I don't think they're there yet. Give me Portland plus the points. I see my guy Daniel Barry in this chat. Good to see you, bud. All right, and I'm going to give you my quick thoughts here. I'm going to have my official plays for Nuke the House tomorrow. I want to dive into these games some more here. But we have 2 NBA Cup games tomorrow, and I think that's pretty cool because it's going to be raining here in Sacramento. So that'll be nice and fun and enjoyable for me to watch. Of course, Atlanta coming off the 108-100 win. They were 8-point dogs, 7 when I gave it out. And I wish I would have given out the money line, but I only gave out the +7 to the subscribers of Nuke the House, and that was a winner for us. I did not play the Milwaukee game, but they won 114-109, but they did not cover. The interesting way to look at this game because Milwaukee has the better top player, right? Giannis is going to be the best player on the floor, but not a lot of athleticism on that team. Now we look at Atlanta. Obviously, Giannis is 10 times the player Trey is when it comes to winning basketball games. But his supporting cast is so much better. Atlanta's got younger. Atlanta's got more athletic. They've added Dyson Daniels, excellent defender. Jalen Johnson has made a leap. They've got DeAndre Hunter, another good defender. Capella and Okongwu, both different types of defenders. Okongwu is more of the new, versatile type of player. Capella's more sit in the paint, rim protector. But they have 2 good options there on defense. So I haven't got official here. I want to look into this more, but the way I'm leaning in this game is I like Atlanta, even though my projections do not. I actually have the Bucks winning by 8. That's one of the reasons I haven't pulled the trigger there. So I'm going to look into this a little more and figure out why my projections like the Bucks so much. I'm wondering if there's something for Atlanta's home road splits. And this is also weird because it's a neutral. I don't like that these trends are going to give you that it's going to act like Atlanta's on the road when really it's a neutral. So right now I lean towards Atlanta, but stay tuned, Nuke the House. I'll drop the official play on the Discord. Give me another night to think about this. Let me dive in. Let me see what some high-level scouts, because I'll admit I can learn a lot more spending 3 hours reading or listening to smart ex-NBA players and ex-basketball players break down tape, then I can officially break down tape myself. So let me gather some more information, and I'll go ahead and let everybody know here. My brain likes Atlanta. My projections like Milwaukee. I'll let you know where I land. Another game where my brain and my projections are on the complete opposite side here is Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, we think the Thunder are all poised to take over the Western Conference. However, they're 19-5. Don't look now. The Houston Rockets are 17-8. The Houston Rockets are 16-9 against the spread. Thunder are 15-9 against the spread. Houston's gone over 14 games, gone under 11. Thunder, they've been lined well. They're 12-12 to the over and under. These two teams have played. They played on the 1st of December, and Houston defeated Oklahoma City at home by 3 points. And the game went over the total of 220. So once again, my brain likes taking the points here. But my projections tell you to take the Thunder. Also, my brain likes the under, and my projections are telling you to take the over. So Kind of my original, the way I'm thinking of it, and like I said, I want to listen to more real top level scouts and guys who have played in the league talk about this. But Oklahoma City has no weaknesses on defense. Houston's got the weakness with Şengün. So, will Oklahoma City just attack there? They've also got the best player on the floor. Normally, Oklahoma City has a depth advantage. I would say they do not in this game. I'm not going to say that Houston has the depth advantage, but I would say that they're pretty close to equal. So, another one where I got to reconcile my brain in the way that I've been watching these games, scouting these teams, and studying what other smart people are saying about these teams, and what my just generic projections that have no feelings, no scouting, no nothing. It's just pure results, right? What's your points per game? What's your points per game last 5? I don't have any points per game on the neutral. So I'm throwing out those home road splits, which maybe is giving me some weird edges to the two favorites in this game. So I want to look into it more. But of course, if you're a member of Nuke the House, when we do decide on the plays for these games, we'll give you out for sure. But that's what's cool about this NBA Cup, a little more time to think about these games than usual. So I, for one, am excited about the NBA Cup. Let's see who makes the NBA Cup finals after these two great games. For my best bet of the day, guys, give me the Los Angeles Clippers plus 6.5. They beat Denver twice already, and they've been excellent against the spread. I also like the under in that game. But for the rest of the plays, you're going to have to go to nukethehouse.com. Use the promo code NUKETHEHOLIDAYS to become a member. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Guys, for next week, it'll probably only be Thursday and Friday again for this show. But in January, I'll get back to doing daily shows. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. One of the cool things is there's not a lot of eyes on the NBA right now. Everybody's worried about college football and the NFL, especially with fantasy football and best ball playoffs kicking off this week. So it's kind of a good time for me to step back a little bit. I'm working out physically, getting stronger here, and I'm going to be ready to crush, especially when football is winding down. So those are my plays. Give me the Los Angeles Clippers plus 6.5. Use the promo code to become a member. Nuke the holidays. You'll get my official NBA Cup plays in the Discord tomorrow. And the rest of you guys, I'm going to give you what I'm going to end up on here tonight. I'm going to make a quick phone call with Tyler. He wasn't able to make the show today, but after he does the show coming up at 1 o'clock, I'm going to give him a call, and we'll give you all the official plays. Nuke the house.